riots, raids, and the ridiculous. It's chaos in Los Angeles, California, thanks to extreme leftists throwing their large-scale temper tantrums over the Trump administration carrying out the people's mandate to crack down on illegal immigration. One wonders about the reasoning ability of these Neo Marxist brats. With me to discuss this is comedian and content creator Riley Mitchell. Riley, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to speak with you regarding this issue because of some posts you made that we'll get into in a moment. But first, what is your take on these riots in LA and other cities around the country? What do you think these rioters are trying to accomplish by burning businesses and destroying property?
Well, thank you for having me on, Leah. Honestly, I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish. In my opinion, there's a way to peaceful protest, and then there's a point where you've just lost your mind. I think that once you start burning down people's businesses, burning cars in the middle of the freeway, and acting a fool, you've lost the message. There is a way to go about things in a peaceful manner, and then there's a time where things have gotten out of control. Martin Luther King Jr. never got violent. Rosa Parks sat on the bus. She didn't bust out the windows, and they accomplished a good deal of things. I don't understand why we can't go back to that.
I completely agree with that. I don't understand either. I'm having a hard time understanding any of this. Now, these riots that they're calling protests are supposed to be, I guess, showing solidarity with those who are facing deportation because they chose to come into this country illegally. Do they, as I've heard you put it before, not know how to use the front door?
I don't have a problem with anyone who wants to come into this country to better their life, but whenever you break our nation's laws, then you're subject to consequences. If you knock on someone's front door and you ask for help, they are more likely to be receptive than if you just busted out the window. There is a process in place to come to this country legally, and if you can't do that, then you should suffer the consequences. I don't understand why that is so controversial.
Neither do I. And, you know, it seems these days it takes courage to speak up about this, which seems strange to need courage to talk about what's legally okay. Your content is not usually political in nature. What was it about this issue that compelled you to speak up? And do you have any words of encouragement for others who want to speak up, but maybe they're afraid of losing their platform?
The way I look at it, Leah, is I was totally fine before I had my platform, and I'll be totally fine if they take it away from me. One thing about me is I'm going to stand firm in my convictions, and I'm not going to be fake. There's a lot of content creators that are going to tell you what you want to hear, and that's fine. If they can sleep at night knowing that they've sold themselves out, then I hope they sleep well. But I'm not going to be fake about something that I'm passionate about, and I would encourage anybody else to stand up for what you believe in. We're in America. We have the First Amendment, and I mean, we get to formulate our own opinions for ourselves, and I don't understand why that's so controversial either.
Same. Well, you know, I hope everyone who has a platform, which, you know, these days is everybody, if you have any kind of social media profile at all, will take
Right?
those words to heart and find their courage to speak up against what they see as unjust. Before I let you go,
Absolutely.
though, where can our viewers follow the work you're doing?
You can follow me on Instagram at Real Riley Mitchell. You can also follow me on TikTok at Riley G Mitchell, RiLeyGMitchell.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I encourage everyone to check out your content. You have a lot of funny stuff on there that I love. I've been watching you for a while, so I'm so glad you came on, and I hope you'll come back sometime.
Thank you, Leah. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.